Hey there, it's Keith from Custom Works, and we're getting ready to do a track day with the Custom Works Camaro, 1971 Camaro. This is, we keep saying this is going to be the last track day the way this car is, and we're going to tear it apart and we're going to rebuild it. We'll see. Anyways, got the car prepped, got it ready. It's literally been 5 years. 2015 really is the last time that we did any changes to the car, literally, other than oil and fluids and brake pads and tires. I mean, really, that's it. I mean, that's all we've done to the car in 5 seasons of racing. A ton of Optima Challenge events, a ton of autocross, track days, street miles, you name it. Car's seen it. So it's been good. It's been awesome. We're going to do a little walkthrough here and kind of show you kind of the ins and outs of the car and some of the things that we've done over the time. Changes to the car. Like I said, it really hasn't been touched since 2015. And let's go take a look. All right, so we've got the car up on the lift, and you can see we run 315s on the back on a 18 by 11 inch rim. Got a 12-inch brake with a 4-piston caliper on it. Rear end is a full floating Ford 9-inch. We can check our rear suspension out. It's kind of hard to see here, but actually have a Watts link. That's a frame mounted Watts link. Got our Ride Tech triple adjustable shocks. Got this is really our first prototype of our rear clamp on rear sway bar setup. So far works pretty good. Our gas tank's kind of funny. This is a funny story. This fuel tank's been in this car. This car's been fuel injected since about 2003. This is actually a beat up factory old tank that we cut up and built a sump in it. And it's been flawless. This tank never has any issues, never fuel starvation problems, anything. It's great. So we've literally left it alone. The fuel pump, everything that's been in it's been there in it since 2003. Walk you around to the front. We got a 275 on an 18 by 9.5 inch rim. Got 14-inch brakes, Willwood 6-piston calipers. This is their big caliper. They've changed the name of it a few times. I forget what it's called, but anyways, it's a kit that we put together. Front sway bar is one that we used to make. It's got adjustable kind of deal on it. You can see it's got our coilover conversion on here. Sneak over here, pour car underneath. Got a crank trigger for our unique ignition system that this car has. You can see those big brakes stuffed inside there. These are some custom control arms that we did a while back. It's pretty cool. We got a Canton oil pan that's been notched to fit around the headers. TKO 5-speed transmission. We got some of our subframe connectors in the car here. You can see this mount here where they mount to the cross member where the seat belt is. Got them welded up front. Got an exhaust system with just dumps. We really didn't have room to run tailpipes on this thing. So let's go ahead and take a look at the top side of this thing and see how she looks up there. A lot of chips and stuff on the front from 130, 140 miles an hour on the track and rocks stuff. I think it's not very much paint left on the rockers, front rockers here from the tires throwing stuff off of it. Track patina. Anyways, let's take a look at the top. Got the car down off the lift, and we get people all the time with tire fitment questions and whatever. You know, you can fit a lot of tire on these cars. We've got like I said, a 275 on the front. It's tucked probably a little bit lower. It's still, the lift is still kind of holding the car up a little bit. The car's actually a little bit, maybe an inch lower in the front than it shows right now. We also run a ton of camber in the car, which helps with tire clearance, but you can see that this tire is pretty tucked inside the fender well. One of the problems that you run into is here on the fender well. Our car's so low that we're literally rubbing on the inner fender well on the top. You don't hear it or see it or anything, but we're actually about ready to rub right through it. Got the reservoirs for the Ride-Tech triple adjustable shocks. Got our old small block Chevy in here. You see it's got a coil on plug, like an LS style ignition system on it. This thing runs a Holley HP computer on it. We were one of the first people to get the Holley HP computer, and we kind of did some testing for Holley and kind of came up with this custom configuration. I haven't really seen anybody else run it set up this way, but you can. It's no big deal. You can see our carbon fiber upper intake manifold that I built a long time ago, 2011. Got some more carbon fiber bits under the front here. Here's our RS nose. See the fitment on there. Anyways, I don't know. The under hood of the car really hasn't seen any significant changes to it since 2012 when we originally put this configuration together. Just a 383 small block, got an Eagle rotating assembly, some airflow research heads. It's got a pretty big hydraulic roller cam in it. Makes about 530 horsepower. Here's our brake setup we used to sell. Unfortunately, it's not in production anymore. The company closed up their doors and isn't around anymore. It's a shame, but anyways, in a nutshell, that's the car under the hood. I think it looks pretty sharp. There's our carbon fiber rally stripes. They're real, by the way. Got the same ones in the back. Some carbon fiber bumpers. So, inside the car, you guys will be surprised that got almost a complete full stock interior. We got a console, heater box, everything's still in the car. Set of Corbeau seats. Does have a full roll cage in the car. It's tough to get into the back seat, but yes, there is a back seat. Got one of my daughter's stuffed animals in there. That's there for good luck. But yeah, like I said, there's a console, there's a radio, there's a heater box still under the dash that fully works. But you know, we got a full roll cage. Got some bracing behind the back seats here. Really make it tough to get in the car. Stock door panels, you know. Car's not gutted. It's still a street car. And still love it after all these years. Like I said, I've had this car for 30 years. And still kicking. So anyways, we'll follow up with how the track day goes and stuff. And just did a once over on the car. Checked all the fluids. Checked all the suspension joints. Nut and bolt check things. Put new tires on it. Checked the brakes. Everything looks good. So hopefully we'll see you next week.